I am Tom, and you are watching me play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We've arrived in Velen at the Hanged Man's Tree.
Take it easy.
Aptly named, as it were. Some of them are straight up skeletons. It's been used to hang people for a long time, clearly. First things first, I'm going to head down here to this town. Wild dogs over there, but I think I can leave them be. It's an Nilfgaardian. The Nilfgaardian court-martial has found this man guilty of the crime of desertion, committed when he abandoned his weapon and dishonorably fled the field of battle. As per the dictates of the Nilfgaardian military codex, he has been sentenced to death by hanging. May his name fall into oblivion for all time. Not only hanging, but also stripping of oneself, essentially. Sad.
Wild hunt, take them all.
Although, desertion is somewhat cowardly. Don't want to run into you. Consider yourself informed. Every man with a producing milch cow is obligated to bring it to Crow's Perch before the week's end. After that, we find a cow in any man's yard, we'll give him 50 lashes on the spot. Jesus. The man, not the cow. Okay. And take all other goods of his we can carry. Anyone reporting a man hiding a cow will get a sack of grain or as a reward. Sergeant Ardell. Sergeant Ardell, I believe, is... Yeah, he is, because Crow's Perch is, where the Bloody Baron is. So he's the... Sergeant Ardell is, like, the top command of the... Philip Stranger's men, the Bloody Baron. A warning. This is a song or a poem? In lonely woods screams carry long, shadows creep far in deep dark dale. Beware ye then the grove's wild song, or in the wild will end your tale. Interesting as well. Forefather's Eve approaches. This is the Peller. Can't do his accent very well, but... 'Twill soon be Forefather's Eve. Tormented souls, souls you've not known rest after death. Hungry, tired, scared ghosts. They'll soon walk among us. We'll carve the jacks and send them into the next world with chant, prayer, and kind words. Prepare yourselves. The Peller. A plea. Kind folk. For lack of better fare, I fed my young'uns pancakes made of ground acorn. That'll kill them. The poor tykes have laid on the straw for 3 days since, their bellies growling something awful, getting sick and crying without end. If you know how to help, come to my hut. I've naught to give in return but a warm word and a prayer for thanks. Vissy. Acorns have arsenic in them, I believe. I've never a man to guide me and my family across the Pontar. 5 of us in all, me, my wife, 3 young'uns, but they're calm, not the crying or yelling sort. Won't give us away to the soldiers. I'm not rich, but whatever I've got I'll give in. In fact, I'll take on debt and go in someone's service. Anything, as long as you get me out of Velen. Please, someone hear my plea. Radost. This speaks to how shithouse it is in Velen after this war. Missing wife. Good people, take pity and hear my plea. My wife Hannah, she's missing. A few days ago she went into the woods and hasn't yet returned. I'm near out of my wits with worry and will pay any price to the man who brings her back to me, or at least tells me where to look for her. Nilan, hunter from Blackbow. The reason to read all of these as well, or maybe not necessarily read them all, but to collect them all, is because... Wow, everyone's talking. I'm gonna do this so everyone shuts up. It adds, all these question marks get added from looking on boards, essentially. They get added from a few other things as well, like overhearing conversations and things will sometimes add points of interest. But for the most part, they're added by notice boards. You notice this whole area here, all these have come up because I've read this notice board, and all the ones close to this notice board are what's going to come up. I think what I'm going to do is head to Oxenfurt, do some stuff around Oxenfurt, head up here, and go do some stuff in Novigrad. And then after that, I'm going to head to Skellige. The first things first, I think. Let's have a look at this here. Then work my way up this road, through this village, up here. I don't think they'll let me in Oxenfurt, but I can swim across the river. So we'll go with that.
Milk to leave at the doorstep. That'd be sure to keep the demons away. In down one, when a wench takes one, they send her to the woods for kindred, where beasts devour.
Discussing Downmore in there. We'll come up later, I'm sure. Is this the road I want to follow? I think it is. Yep. I'll take a left down here. Velen is a very beautiful place, despite the hell it's gone through. Neckers. New music. Everyone loves neckers. Whoop. Even more neckers. I wonder if there's a nest around here or not. Woohoo! That's a fair few neckers that I just killed there. I don't believe there's actually a nest around here. I think there's just neckers hanging around. I can hear more. I'll leave them alone. I'll also eat something. Go with that. Also, I've just noticed that I have nothing in my... Got some Northern Wind in there. As well as... Dragon Stream. I like both of them. I'll also put in... a torch, if I remember what... There we go. Torch. And... Well, the Professor's glasses, but no, I won't. That'll do for now. This here is another deserter, maybe? By the authority of the Imperial Edict Blah, issued by the Nilfgaardian Court-Martial, these individuals have been found guilty of treason and spying on behalf of Redania. They have been sentenced to death by hanging. Yep. Spies. Ooh, high level deserter. It's fire is what that is. He's maybe too high a level for me. It's a distinct possibility. He's the only one to have seen me thus far. Oh, there's another one.
Don't let up! What the fuck?
Instant kill. Useful. I now have a 6% chance for instant kill, so I can kill them potentially. know, it's probably a better idea than this, actually. Whoop. Give myself a Quen first.
You're dead!
That was another instant kill, I believe. I don't want to kill this pig. I know it's dumb, but...
Witchcraft!
Okay, another instant kill. I'm getting enough of them that it's... slowly losing adrenaline points, which isn't good, but I need to find where all these other people are before I can kill them. Before I can kill them.
You're arsey. Go for the horse son's eyes!
Where did you come from? Whirl is very useful when they can't block you, i.e. people who have single-handed weapons. I.e. that.
Your arse is mine.
Your ass is mine.
There's one!
Stench.
I want to have a Quen up.
Come to Pappy!
Come to Pappy.
Take a soda!
I think these guys will most definitely one-shot me, which is why I'm being extra careful here. Rip his stones off! Should be another guy here. Yep. I'm gonna back off a bit. Luckily none of them have bows, because bows would fuck me up royally, I believe.
Giving me no choice.
Back away again.
Still!
There we go. Decapitated. Oh, there's another one down there. I'm gonna quick save halfway through this. This isn't actually the place I thought it was. I thought this was a place that had some harpies in it. Clearly not. And this is taking longer than I expected, but... Whoa. I must say it's fun. What is happening? That was glitchy as hell, it was hilarious. Alright, is this place cleared? Maybe. Seems to just be a really big bandit camp. And we're back. Sorry about that, I just cut out the looting. I ran through and looted all the crap in that place after I killed the last guy. Wild dogs? Wild dogs. Continue heading down this road. I think. Yep. So I want to head here and then, yep, straight up this road. That's a ghoul. Ghouls. Dead woman over here by the look of it. Presumably killed by the ghouls. She had an apple on her. More ghouls over here. Ghouls, ghouls everywhere. You find ghouls a lot in Velen, and it makes a lot of sense because a lot of this place was all a war zone, so there was a lot of dead bodies around, which makes... Oh, there's another one. Which makes corpse eaters and necrophages far more likely to appear. More dead ghouls. Doing my witcherly duties by killing ghouls along my way. We're heading into this settlement here, which I believe is a Redanian controlled settlement.
Long live Radovid!
Quarry by the look of it. Yep, prisoners of war.
Almal is Jock.
Again, the attention to detail. These guys are all Nilfgaardian. They all have Nilfgaardian accents. Which, I mean, it makes perfect sense. If you're in a prison camp, essentially, or a work camp for Redania, all the prisoners are going to be Nilfgaardian.
Why, we're up our noses in frights and horrors, imps, Samovillas, mammons, flying drakes, pikes, oh, and bats!
Well, unless you're going to pay me for that, I'm not interested. So all of the people who are marked as prisoner for war are all Nilfgaardian. Which isn't particularly... it's not a hard thing to do, but it adds to the... how should you put it? It adds to the living world, and it makes it more believable. They could have had them say nothing, or just say, ooh, what do you want? Like most of the people and peasants around here, they all have sort of northern accents, but they went to the effort of making them Nilfgaardian.
Honor in the fatherland.
And hats off to CD Projekt for doing it. I mean,
They'll take note. Be glad to.
they're one of my favourite developers, in all honesty, because of how they do this.
Halt! No passage!
Case of the plague surface in the city or something?
The plague? No. We're to not let folk in the city. It's an order, so I don't, unless someone's got a pass.
What kind of pass are we talking about?
Well, a normal one. A transit pass.
Who issues them?
How should I know? I'm a lowly soldier.
Who ordered the city gates closed?
Word is the king himself. Doesn't want paupers and refugees pissing all over his beautiful city. Apart from which, when folk can go hither and thither, always a chance some spy will slink through. This way, spies got it harder. So, no pass, no passage.
It's fair enough.
Farewell.
Of course. Hutchba! Because this game is open world, and truly, in the truest sense of the word, open world, let's just swim across. They can't stop me doing that. And would you look at that, I'm now in Novigrad. It's great. I love this game so much. Novigrad? Did I say Novigrad? Oxenfurt is where we are, not Novigrad. Oxenfurt is the smaller city down to the south-east. As you can see here, we're in Oxenfurt here. This is Oxenfurt Academy, this small section. The university of this main continent. Up here is Novigrad. I misspoke. And now, Oxenfurt Harbour. Quick travel point from Oxenfurt. So I'm going to search my way around Oxenfurt. I'm going to go to the
You'll
First
choke
things
to
first.
death on 3 pounds of steel.
Choked to death on 3 pounds of steel. Presumably your sword is what you're talking about. Look at this. These are all actual Witcher contracts. It's pretty impressive. Caution! A troll's been seen and heard to the east of Oxenfurt, on the left bank of the Pontar. Said troll has been known to sing Redanian marching tunes. It is suspected that this is part of some Nilfgaardian diversion tactic. It is recommended that this area be avoided until the appropriate branch of His Majesty's service can take care of the problem. In the event of an encounter with the troll, it is recommended to remain immobile, keeping low to the ground and covering one's head with one's arms. There exists a chance that the beast will not then attack, for it will mistake the potential victim thus situated for a rock. Bertolumeo? Don't know how to pronounce that name. Captain of the garrison. Indeed, trolls aren't the brightest of creatures. Monster in Oxenfurt. By orders of our most magnanimous ruler, King Radovid V, an itinerant monster slayer reading this notice is obliged to abandon any current unresolved contracts immediately and devote himself to tracking and slaying this monster. The beast in question has befouled the cradle of human intellect, the city within whose territory lies the oldest of academies of learning, namely Oxenfurt. The swordsman who puts an end to the criminal doings will be rewarded with the king's full generosity, commander of the Oxenfurt City Regiment. It's interesting, the way he writes it speaks as if he's someone who's come from Oxenfurt Academy more than commander of the city regiment. And again, he might just be proud of his city. If you know no fear and seek work, read this notice, for the call contained therein will be of great interest to you. Hans of Sidaris, soldier of fortune and veteran of many wars, hereby makes known the following. Being greatly concerned about the fate of the local peasantry, which suffer horribly from the attacks of some monster nesting in the forest near Oxenfurt, I have decided to grant a purse of Novigrad crowns to the man who slays this beast. Yet may it be known that any man who comes to me without a trophy shall receive no gold, but instead shall be tossed out in his arse so hard that he shan't sit again till the end of his days. Hans of Sidaris, world famous soldier of fortune, veteran of numerous wars, honoured member of the Order of the Lily. Contract, Woodland Beast. Let the following be known far and wide. There's some monster in the woods outside Novigrad doing great damage to our war effort. Anyone who tracks it down and kills it will be not only fulfill a patriotic duty and bring the inevitable victory of our united northern forces under the leadership of our brave King Radovid one step closer, but will also get a sizable coin reward as recompense for his trouble. Together onward to victory, Captain Felix Grubb. Addendum, note, if the reward has not yet been claimed. Addendum, attention, if the monster is not killed by the end of the present month, taxes for the entire region will be raised by 1/5. Obviously needs to get rid of this beast. Careful, there's a swindler about. Attention, countrymen. Don't get taken in by the platitudes and false prophecies dealt in by a certain so-called soothsayer dwelling in Benkelham? This man calls himself a sage, but knows as much about divining the future as any toothless village hag, and all that truly cares about is extracting coin from the unwary. Don't let him cheat you, it'll only encourage him. Philippe Canilar, 5th year student at the Faculty of Medicine and Herbology at Oxenfurt Academy. Gwent. Play around with Stepan. I've already heard about Stepan from the guy who taught us about Gwent in the first place. Beat everyone you've ever played in Gwent, consider yourself a prime player ready to face the best of the best, then try your hand against Stepan, a man so good at it, it seems the cards play themselves. To learn more, come to the Alchemy Inn in Oxenfurt. Stepan, the bartender. So that's just given us a bunch of contracts, as well as a bunch of notes that I've already read.
Halt! You there? Please wait! You're Geralt of Rivia, are you not?
Depends who's asking.
Revenue and Customs for occupied Temeria, Dorian branch, represented by yours truly, Deputy Tax Enumerator Walter Mitty.
Honored, I guess. What seems to be the problem?
In brief, undeclared income.
Excuse me?
We've had reports, numerous, that over the last months you've come into a great deal of coin. Quickly. So quickly it's raised suspicions.
You very rarely see this quest outside of New Game Plus. And this quest pops up because you have a certain amount of crowns in your inventory. And I've got something like 43,000. So this tax man has come up saying, how have you gotten all these crowns? And I think originally CD Projekt put it in for people who were cheating their money as a joke, but it pops up legitimately sometimes when you're playing New Game Plus because you've played so much of the game previously.
I get how that might have happened. Be glad to clear them up.
Profession?
Witcher. Monster Slayer.
Sole proprietorship? Service sector? Type of services rendered? Rat pest monster removal? Moving on. Have you at any time engaged in the wholesale trade of rawhide in the White Orchard area?
And this here is talking about something else they did in White Orchard. They patched something in which was very funny as well. There was a way in White Orchard when the game first released, you could kill cattle, essentially. The cows infinitely respawned in White Orchard. So what you could do is you could kill them, take their hide, sell their hide, wait a couple of days, the cows would come back, the merchants had all their money, rinse and repeat. And you could do this for infinite money, essentially, in the tutorial of the game. And instead of CD Projekt patching it in a way that most game developers would, where they would just say, okay, we'll stop the cows respawning, or we'll stop the merchants in White Orchard from buying cow leather. No, instead what they do is if you kill enough cattle in White Orchard, a chort, which is an enormous fiend-like monster, will come and attack you. And usually it's so ridiculously strong, I think it's like, in the base game, I think it's like level 30 something, so when you're like level 2, it's pretty much impossible to beat. So it comes in and kills you, essentially, as like the protector of the bovine or whatever. But interestingly, if you also do this, if you manage to kill the chort, another one will spawn at higher level, another one will spawn, another one. In any case, it's a very clever way of CD Projekt from patching out a exploit, rather than just straight patching it out. They made a funny joke about it. And this is referencing that, obviously.
Is some kind of joke? Of course not.
Right. Next. During the current fiscal year, have you engaged in the acquisition of bivalves with the express intention of selling the pearls therein?
Even if I have, what's wrong with that?
Article 86, Section 3 of the Tax Code. Whosoever purchases goods at an unseemly low price to take advantage of the seller's ignorance shall be subject to a fine equaling 200% of the earnings from any such a transaction. Sound familiar? And now, please answer. Have you or have you not dealt in said pearls?
Once again, this is another exploit that you can do in the game, where you can buy shells you can break down into pearls. Some of them break down into regular pearls, and the rarer ones break down into black pearls. But there was another exploit you could do in the game where there are some people who sell shells, so what you could do is buy the shells off them, turn them into pearls, then sell the pearls back to them. So you were just generating money from nothing. It was... it's very clever, CD Projekt. I love you very much.
No, never done anything of the sort. Witcher's honor.
Now, for the final question. Have you ever unlawfully acquired another man's movable goods? Chattels?
Meaning?
Meaning, have you ever waltzed into someone's home and taken something without their permission?
Gotta be kidding. The Witcher's code forbids
Have
it.
you ever stolen
I'm
shit?
pleased to hear you abide by your guild's bylaws. Now, if you could wait for one moment, compare column B to table 7. Apply the rate for confirmed childless bachelors, a tax credit of 7.3% for practitioners of hazardous professions. It adds up to the crown. I say, good sir, you are exceptionally upstanding.
It'd be rude to disagree.
In these times, such civic virtue is a rarity. It must be commended, rewarded. Here,
What's this?
a diploma. I bestow on you the title of taxpayer in good standing. I'd suggest you frame it, hang it in a place of honour. Congratulations.
I wonder if I could actually hang this up in, spoilers, my house in Toussaint that I get later. I'd forgotten about that quest. It's very funny though. It's like, hey, you shouldn't be this rich. In here. Presume. Mental note, make a cut until I find this thing. Yeah. Here we are. Taxpayer in good standing diploma. Taxpayer in good standing diploma. In recognition of his manifold virtues, the revenue and customs of occupied Temeria, Dorian branch awards a taxpayer in good standing to Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher of the Wolf School. Honestas ante pecunia. Something about being honest. I don't know specifically. Very funny though. Actually lied. I do steal shit fairly regularly.
Devil's
But,
sport.
you know, I wanted that diploma. And here we've got an armourer. So I'm going to... Whoop. Wrong door. I'll play Gwent with him, and then I'm going to cut out me selling a bunch of stuff to him.
Greetings. My, a Witcher. Something tells me I'll finally get something interesting to do.
Sure doesn't look like you're short on work.
So, this. A Redanian army order. But there's no pleasure in't. One after the other, same thing time and again. No finesse required.
Looking to perfect your craft?
Of course. Crafting's like ploughing a maid. Fall into a rut and... Well, sure, you'll get the job done, but there'll be no hoops, no hollers, no standing ovation. So, got any special requests for me? Help me stay on form?
Still talking about armor, aren't we?
Aye, what else would be?
Geralt. Alright, so as I said, I'll play some Gwent, and then I'll sell all my stuff to him, and I'll cut that part out.
Let's play cards. Gwent wouldn't be bad.
If no one wants to watch Gwent, they can skip forward through the video, but I'll just leave them all in the video. I'll put some timestamps in the description. One thing I noticed when I was... Yeah. I don't need Redanian foot soldier in here. Scoia'tael. Alright, so we've got Binding Frost. I do not need 2 Kedwini shield experts. 1 is more than enough. I don't have my spy, unfortunately, so what I'll do is just get rid of my lowest, which is Sheldon, and replace him with, essentially, an identical card. I have a Binding Frost, so I'm going to play Death Mold. Binding Frost, by the way, makes all of the cards in the first row 1, or in his case now 2. I'm going to keep stacking my second row. I mean, he may have a clear weather anyway, so whatever, but he's quite smartly not stacking his row. I think I play this now. That puts me ahead, so it forces him to play another card, and I can pass. Do I let him win? Maybe not, actually. Because he can't scorch me without killing his own guys. Seems an odd choice. Unless he's going to clear the weather later, maybe. I don't know what the purpose of that was. He did scorch. Okay, goddamn. I mean, that's one way to do it. Scorching your own cards is generally not a good idea, though. Eh. That is... I guess that kind of makes sense. Scoia'tael is based pretty heavily on medics. So scorching your own cards on the first round may not be a bad idea if you've got 0 costs that bring them back. Okay. So he's got an extra card than I do, but I've won this first round, so that's always helps. Actually, he doesn't have an extra card because I draw a card because I am Northern Realms. The question here is, though... how powerful is his deck going to be? So he's got 2 cards left, he's on 12, I'm on 10. I think I'm going to play this, because I don't have any siege units, so he's less useful. And that'll probably force him to play another card, because he can't lose this, essentially. So it's going to be 23. It's a gamble. It's card v card, so if he's got something worth more than a 4, he wins. Which is more than likely, in all honesty. Yeah, he's got Saskia, so he wins. Gonna have to play him again. It's unfortunate.
Greetings again.
Let's play cards.
Gwent wouldn't be bad. And there's a problem that I'll run into in these Gwent games early on, is the fact that my Gwent deck isn't particularly good. And I've got Gwent set on the hardest mode, which means that... well, it essentially just means that Gwent is going to lose some matches, because there is an... I don't want to say an essence of pay to win, because you're not really paying for any of this, but the cards themselves, you need a certain amount of cards to be able to actually have a winnable deck in a lot of cases. Let's try that, shall we? Once again, it's an odd choice. You just essentially played 3. I don't get it. Gotta do that and now winning. Unless he has a clear weather again. Torrential rain. Well, that's one way to go about it. As I said earlier, I don't really care if they burn Scorch on one card. I'm perfectly happy for that to happen. Once again, burning a Scorch on one card. Do I care? Not much. What's he on 5? If I play this, I'll be on 3. So, 4, 5. It'd take me 2 cards to match him currently, so I'm just gonna let him win this round. Unfortunately, it means I'm gonna have to win this round, but the AI in this game is weird, even on... exactly my point. If I have more cards than he does, he'll often just straight up pass the second round, which is really dumb. I don't know why they do that. And this is on the hardest difficulty setting. You should play at least, in a situation like that, you should play at least 1 card so that I can't just win with 1 card. I'll lead with a 5. I don't think he's likely to have more Scorches. Because to have more, you can only have 3 Scorches in the deck. He's had 2 already. And I would think they're probably not going to have more than 2, it seems unlikely. I can safely play that. Well, I can't safely play that, but... Commander Thorning is reroll. That, by the way, Commander Thorn doubles the score of everything in that row. That's what Commander Thorn does. That's dangerous. I should play the 8. That's alright. I mean, I'm potentially in trouble here as well, but I think I'll be fine. You also have to remember that this isn't really here because I have a clear weather in my hero card, so I can get rid of it. I'm just waiting to do it as late as possible, because if he has another weather card that takes out another row, I would prefer to be able to have all my cards available. Why did he buff this row? I don't know, but... should put me fairly high. 43. Even if he doubles that, I don't think he wins. No. So I got the win. Good. That scored me... what card? Grave Hag. So a monster card. Alright, I'm gonna sell some stuff and cut that out. Be back momentarily. Okay, and we're back. Unfortunately, we're back just for me to tell you that I'm gonna have to see you next time, because we're at that time again. This video may even be slightly long, unfortunately, but do what you gotta do. Next episode, we'll explore more of Oxenfurt and probably head up to the capital, Novigrad. Sorry, I had a mind blank there. In any case, I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching. See ya.